So yeah, Dr. Shelly Shell Williams, affectionately known as Philly's Oprah, I didn't know that, is a 2x best-selling author and award-winning executive producer, recognized for interviewing icons like Will Smith, Jay-Z, Kevin Hart, Damon John, Charlamagne Tha God, Lisa Nichols, and more. Wow, that is amazing. With decades in television and media, she helps purpose-driven experts gain clarity fast and turn one powerful message into a book, authority, and multiple income streams. Through her rich bestseller method, Shelly blends faith, AI, strategy, and media mastery to help leaders write once, leverage everywhere, and build legacy-driven revenue. Wow, amazing. So take it away from invisible to in demand. How coaches best attract premium clients with the best-selling authority book.
Yeah. All right.
Where
All
do I
right. All
start?
right.
There's so much.
Hmm.
So where do I start with that? So what do you see is the biggest challenge that people face when it comes to standing out and being visible in a crowded market?
The biggest thing is I've seen it, I hear it, and I am actually guilty of it in the past, not now, in the past. So a lot of times we're so focused on trends and don't stay consistent on one message, right? So we can't become known for that one message because we're following the trends. Oh, this one sounds great. I want to do this. I want to do that. So they're not consistent on the same message. Myron Golden often says when people get bored, like they see it's working, but they get bored with the message. So they stop doing what really is working, and they should be staying visible with the same message because repetition is not reinvention. And same way with Omar El Takari. I met him and I was telling him all the things I do. And he says, well, what do you do? And I was telling him about interview your way to Instagram growth. Well, he said, you need to go all in on that topic. Talk about that topic. Speak on that topic. Find multiple ways to teach on the same core message so you can become that authority. So most of us just get bored and like, I'm going to go to the next thing. That's not working. Or I just get bored, right? So they're not doing the same messages, speaking the same message. They want to switch up, and that's not really going to make them stand out in a crowded market.
So it's best to be consistent with your core offering, then, would you say? Even
Yeah,
if you do
consistent with the core message,
more
right?
core
If
message.
your message is writing a book and how to write a book, then you need to keep going. It can't be write a book today. It can't be AI strategies tomorrow, and then the next day we're talking about a webinar, right? Like it's like, who are you? Who are you?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think some people feel like because they can help so many people, they want to, be able to say, well, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. But then you're not really known for anything, are you? You're like, okay, jack of all trades, master of none, as they say.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Myron, he teaches the same make more offers. He's been doing the same challenge month after month after month after month. He had make more offers. Did he change it up? Nope. You know what he's about, right? Make more offers.
Yeah, I see. That is so key. So coaches are often told to like post more content, but they do like scattered posts, and fail to actually attract clients. So what are the most what would you say about that in terms of the posting every day and all those things? So
and
again,
failing and they don't attract the clients. So most of the time it's between their scattered posts, they haven't built a community, they haven't built relationships, they haven't been social on social media. They follow the rules. Okay, post consistently, show up every day, use rules and trends, be visible, stay active. Here's the basics. That is the basics, and that's the rules. However, there's more to it. If you don't get in there and just build a community and let them know you are here, let them know that listen, I am who I am, and why don't you get to know me, right? So it doesn't position them as a person who is like, oh man, can I trust this person? Do I know this person? They stay invisible because they're just scattered. Everything is scattered because they're following the trends. But however, I use the like, let me show you who I am by going live. Let me show you who I am by making sure you see me every day, right? Going live positions you in real time, right? It lets people see that, all right, this is a real human being, especially in the world of AI twins, right? Nothing wrong with it. I love AI twins, but in the world of AI twins, when you have an opportunity to go live, to show people who you are, to show people I am real, I am, this is me. And that's how I really got started in social media, right? By Single on a Saturday Night is a TV show that I had, and I built my community in a group. Like here's my comment. We have a common thread, Single, and then I'm going to put them all in a group. So we build a community of people with one common idea, one common thread. So we get in there, and now as of today, I have been live every day for 1,064 days for daily prayer. Daily prayer.
Wow.
1,064 days straight for daily prayer. Whether I was in Thailand or whether I'm in Philadelphia or beyond, I haven't missed a day in 1,064 days. And it wasn't necessarily about I need to be seen. It was literally because it was a calling from God and I had to do it. However, in this process, we're building community. We're being consistent. There are people who say, "Yeah, I know where to find you." I'm like, I didn't know you were paying attention, right? These are people. I mean, I'm talking about people who are truly in the business. I know where to find you because I know you're going to be live every single day, right? So now these people know they can know, like, and trust me. They know I'm consistent. They know where I am, and now they're knowing what I stand for. And often, of course, even though we're doing the prayer, I'm often talking about business, of course, and building a business because that's what we're supposed to do. So
Yeah.
I believe that they have to go a little step further. It's go. You got to go beyond just posting scattered posts and trends and things like that. You have to really get involved and be social on social media.
Mm. But just on a side note, Facebook is now deleting lives now. It doesn't stay there forever. So is this Instagram you're doing your lives on? Oh,
Yes, Instagram Live, Instagram Live. Even if Facebook does delete it, that day you're going live is there, right? So you can
yeah.
download the video. You can do whatever you want with the video at that time. So you can post a video if you're on Facebook. You can go live, download it, and have it for later. But it doesn't matter. It's about that one time thing of them seeing you at that moment. They're seeing Shelly Williams has gone live. Shelly Shell Williams has gone live, right? So you get that constant notification that you've gone live. Right, so that's
Yeah.
paying attention. Really, Facebook or Instagram, they're doing the work for you. Yes, I'm going live, so they're paying attention. Pay attention.
Yeah. And do you recommend the same time every day as well? You do the
Oh,
same time?
absolutely. I
Yeah.
do. I do believe. I mean, I am coming from a television world, and in the television world, of course, we have a TV show that comes on the same time every week, so people are used to seeing you, and no matter when it is. I remember when you came on Saturday nights at 11:30 p.m. because it's ingrained in people's minds. You don't have to think about it. You know where it is. So every morning at 8:30 a.m. on Instagram Live, I am there.
Wow, amazing. I love that consistency. So what would you say the most common frustrations coaches share with you when their visibility doesn't turn into paid clients?
A lot of times they say maybe I don't have a paid client because I don't have a big following, right? I think about the followers I could get paid. If I had more followers I can get paid. But no, if you have the right followers, if you have consistent followers, you will have income. But it's more than just having the followers. A lot of frustrations I hear are I give value all day, but I'm all over. They're all over the place. They're not really clear, but they're giving value. They're because they're following the trends, and nothing really converts because they educate, they inspire, but they're not necessarily staying on topic. And people don't necessarily like today you're talking about this, and today you're talking about that. You're giving value, but sometimes it's not clear on one message so that they can. Oh wow, I know what this person. I know when I come here, I'm going to get social media tips. I know when I come here, I'm going to get book tips. I know when I come here, so they're all over the place, and that's not going to lead to paid clients.
What would you
And
say
the
with
next
those
one, I
people?
would say, wait, I say the next thing I would say is
Yeah.
sales. I'm not a I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be salesy, which is going to kill all the sales. If you keep saying I'm not a salesperson and I don't want to be or sound salesy, you're not going to sell a thing because you're just deflecting on the things that you should be doing. You're avoiding invitations. You're avoiding call to actions. You're avoiding the things that's going to lead them to you. And most of the time, you don't even. Sometimes they don't even have a funnel or something to funnel the people into.
Yeah. So what I was going to say as well is if people have multiple offerings, like they might do Facebook ads, they might do AI, they might do so you're saying, can we not strategically make these offers so that, you know, people know what else we do? Like, because some people don't just do one thing. So how would you structure that then?
They don't do, some people don't do one thing, but you need to bring them in with that thing so that you can have consistency. And once you get them, once people know, I know this person, Myron for who he is, it's going to be business principles, it's going to make more offers, and he has other things. Myron has plenty of other offers, and that's the truth. But Omar Al Takari, he has plenty other offers. However, he has locked and loaded on content to cash. He has locked and loaded. David D. Simons, which you heard earlier today, he has other offers, but webinars, I don't care where it is, he will talk. Dr. David D. Simons is going to tell you about a webinar. How the webinar converts, what the webinar can do, how to all things webinars, and that's, you just lock in on it. And you know what? When you're thinking about speakers and you're thinking about the next thing, the first thing you're going to speak about, talk to about, oh yeah, David, he's going to talk about webinars.
Yeah. See. So what? Let's go to the book side. We talked about your topic was on the authority, building authority with creating a book. So what are the key steps to writing an authority book, and how does that book shift a coach's positioning in the marketplace?
Well, when I'm gonna say this, that feeling when you write a book is just the most incredible feeling. When I wrote my first book, which is Interview Your Way to Instagram Growth, that's where the live started, right? I started with I went live 30 days straight doing interviews. And then when I went live 30 days straight doing the interviews, I realized, wow, look at my IG. My IG grew. And then if I did interviews with someone who had a big following, this one day, I got 100 new followers in one day from one interview. And then as you were talking about the SOPs, I wrote down the process. I wrote down my process and I put it in a book. And then I was like, because I know this here strategy, this live strategy, it goes beyond what we were thinking. I think, oh yeah, I'm just going live. I just want to be seen. No, it has a strategy. First of all, it builds your authority. Right? Because you're talking about a particular subject on that live. Then you can actually call to action in it. So when I wrote the book and it became a bestseller, I said, wow, but the looks I literally got booked to speak the first week. The first week that the book, once I released it and became a bestseller, the first week I got an invitation, and a paid invitation, not a paid invitation to speak. So the first step would be being clear on the message. See, I never knew before exactly what my message was, and I knew I did social media, I did TV, but when I got clear with this, when I knew I had a framework for going live, when I knew what I was doing, I got clear. So the first step would be being clear on one core problem, that thing that you want to be known for. Not everything you know. It's not your life story. Let me tell you my life story. No, you want to write an authority book, that subject matter book that people say, oh yeah, I know she wrote that book, and or he wrote that book, and I'm gonna book them for this because they have exactly what I'm looking for. So being clear on that one message, one clear problem, your name becomes known for solving it, right? So that's the first step, and the second step is turning your experiences into a framework. So I took my 30 interviews in 30 days and turned it into a framework. Here's a framework that's going to be duplicated so that you can do it, I can do it, we all can do it, so that we can all grow our social media. So you turn it into a framework, and that's what we put in the book. A strong authority book shows how you think, how you solve the problem, how you guide someone from confusion to clarity, and that's why you have to be clear on your message. And the third step is teaching transformation, not inspiration, right? I want you to transform your mind. I don't want you to stay the same. By the time you read this book, you will be transformed, and it will be because of the words I put in this book. And so that people will want to book you. Then people will want to say, oh, this is the person. Your book should help the reader see themselves applying your method and working with you, because listen, if they get on a call, they know it's you, right? And then the fourth
Mm-hmm.
step is writing the book with positioning and monetization in mind. That's the key thing. Monetization in mind. So every time I coach people in writing a book, we start off, okay, let me get your message. But how is this message going to turn into your coaching program or your speaking engagement? Where is the monetization strategy after this? It's not just a book. A book is $20, but the coaching program is 5K, 10K, 20K, 30K, 40. Keep on going, right? So it's bigger than the book. So how are we going to design this book to have a monetization plan? And what are we going to do? So the message has to lead to that. And that's how you start. And that's pretty much how we start. And I know people are saying, well, I can use AI. However, people can use AI all day, but it takes a certain something, a certain framework to keep you going, to keep you
Yeah.
motivated. So a book immediately elevates your perception. It immediately lets people know, listen, this person is known for this, and I want them. And that's what you want. You want people to want you.
Yeah. No, that is so key. So what would you say to those people? Because some people want to launch their biography. But you're talking about an authority book. So you recommend doing the authority book on your expertise first, and the biography can come later. What would you say to that?
Well, absolutely. I mean, because the authority book is what people are going to know you for. Now, you can write your story every day, but I mean, do they know you? Will they care? Will your friends just be the ones buying it? Right. So, who's buying your story? They buy stories of celebrities that they know. So if I write my book about my life story, when I started when I was 3 years old, and this is what happened, and that's what happened, and that's a great story. You could do that one day. But when you write your authority book, when you write that subject matter book, it is giving you that credibility. It positions you as the solution and let your message sell for you. You want your
Yeah.
message to sell for you, and you still have to do some work, but isn't it better when you show up and they like, oh, listen, I know she's known for this, and that's where I'm coming to.
Mm. This is the key thing is to be known for that one thing that you shine in, basically, not trying to be everywhere.
Right, and they don't have to guess. No one has to guess. They know you. If you wrote a book about interview your way to Instagram growth, and my second book is the Side Hustle Author Blueprint. So now you know. All right, now I did interviews, and now I can show you how to market. But now I'm gonna show you how to use your book as a side hustle. It lets them know. Everyone knows what it is, and the attention you get from writing. For some reason, people love to see someone who writes a book. They're like, yes, oh, they're so excited for you. It gets you the extra attention you need, and then people buy your book. And if for any reason you don't have any money one day, just for any reason, right? That book in your hand allows you to be able to have something that's going to generate income. Here's my book. It's for sale, right?
Mhm. Oh, I love that. So I want to talk a bit more about AI though, because you said, yeah, we can use AI to write a book. So where do you use AI when you're writing your books? Is it in the editing part, the ideas? Could you tell us some tips?
So I use AI for kind of like an outline after I've gotten the clarity. After we've gone through, I have like I have this 1 minute to book clarity, which is one of the things because a lot of times people are multidisciplined, right? They have a lot of things they want to do, and they don't know exactly what they want to write the book about. Like, what is it? I do this, and I do this. So I help them to get clear on the message, and then when I use AI after we've gotten clear on the message, then I look for an outline. What's the best outline? So the AI will give me an outline on what each chapter should be about. And then once I know what each chapter should be about, then we go in, all right, the first chapter is about selling, right? And then then we go into the writing on selling, where we're not, a lot of times people could be all over the place. You ever listen to somebody and they don't have one clear thought? They're all over the place. They're over here. They're over there. No, the first chapter is about selling. Tell me about selling and how you do it. The next chapter is about eating. Just give me all things you know about eating. What's your process for eating? What's your strategy about eating? And that way we're staying on topic and we're not going all over the place. And it keeps us in line because we've got this outline. And then in the outline, we've already put a format together. So that's what I use the AI for. And of course, it makes it easier. Of course, why
Yeah,
would I not make it easier?
exactly. Yeah, so for anyone listening right now who feels overwhelmed, what's the smartest first step to being in demand instead of invisible?
The smartest first step is going to always be get clear, right?
Mhm.
Get clear on what it is, so that um, so the multidisciplined person uh, doesn't have to do all of the things. And this get clarity to me. I believe clarity to me because for so many years I wasn't. It's not that I wasn't clear. I had so many different things. People would put me in a box. Well, you were on TV for since you were a kid. TV is it. But I'm like, no, I don't feel that. So people will put me in a box. So I think the number one things, if they're overwhelmed, and to become in demand, is literally get clear on that thing. The reason why books to me are the thing. Two reasons. There's two reasons. First reason was one day David D. Simon says, "Listen, your book is ready," and I was like, "A book?" I thought maybe my words got into I don't know. He said your book is ready, and it's at the designers. I said, my book, and the feeling I got, like, what? I got a book, me? And I'm like, I know I didn't write a book. It didn't make sense at all, but the feeling. The feeling I got when he said it made me feel like, oh, I'm writing a book. And then the second reason why books is my thing is there was my mentor, the one who owned the TV station, Dorothy Brunson. She is the first African American woman in the nation, in our nation, to own a TV station. But when she passed away, we don't have a book. Like, how did this woman come from picking cotton to owning a station? Where did she get the money from? How did she do it? Now I'm like, why don't I have her information? Why don't I have her knowledge? So it is my passion. It is my drive. It is literally why I do what I do, because I believe don't leave this earth with that knowledge in your head, because I feel like, wow, well, how did she do it? I know I was a kid and I didn't know many to ask her the questions that I wish I could ask her now. Like, Leonard, how did you get the money? How did you go from picking? How did you get that money? Right? So I want to know now. So the first thing is getting clear and understanding your why. Why do you want to do it? Why? What passion behind it? Your why should make you cry. So the reason why you're writing this book, it should make you cry. Like, listen, I'm going to push this book. It is near and dear to my heart, and then I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to sell my program with it. So that would be the first thing. If you're overwhelmed, get clear, and find your why. Understand your why, because my why is deeply personal. It makes sense, but it makes sense in the fact that I'm not going to stop. Right? I'm going to keep on going. You're going to hear me talk about books as much as I can. I'm locked in. I'm locked in with it. So if you're overwhelmed, don't try to figure it out everything at once. Start with clarity. Start with the clarity, and then start with understanding your why.
Yeah, that is awesome. I wanted to ask you something because you mentioned about the monetization side, about getting clients from the book. Could you give
Mm-hmm.
people advice on that? Because some people think, I spent all this time writing this book and then I don't get anything from it. But the good thing about it, I even tell you a story, what happened to mine. I think 4 years later, somebody went into the book, he booked a call, then he bought one of my offers. And I was like, wow, I wrote this book in 2020. So could you talk more about that? That even if you don't make a sale today, because it's longevity and it's just there forever, do you find that that makes it even more worthwhile to get a book?
Well, absolutely, it is more worthwhile. Like, because I mean, I can say I'm gonna say I'm an expert in helping people develop their offers, right? Under the tutelage of Dr. David D. Summers, I am an expert in helping people develop their offer and taking that book or taking that thing that's in you and developing that offer. So the thing is, when I tell them all the time, please look beyond a book. I love the book; it's $20, but look beyond it. Find that thing. Do you want to be a coach? Do you want to be a speaker? What is it that you want to be? Because that's going to give you that money, right? That's going to give you the extra money, right? I remember, like, when I first sold my first, once I wrote the book and once I went into coaching full time and I sold my first offer. First offer, the author sold the offer. I'm sorry, that was just one of them tongue twisters right there. Matter of fact, my first one is here, Victoria Nelson, right? So when I first sold that first one, I said, man, It really does work. And now that I've sold over and over and over again through my webinars and my challenges, so I do a webinar into a 5-day challenge, and then
Yeah.
I sell even more. Now it's like, listen, I can tell you this one book has turned into thousands, right? But I can clearly say it and I mean it, right? I'm like, wait a minute, one book turned into thousands and thousands of dollars when you see, you get deposits, you're like, I can do this, and I want to do this for everybody. I think we all need to do this. Let's go.
Yeah, amazing. So you advise, so to get really clear though, so you're saying in your book, because I put a call to action in my book to book a call. So that's what you're doing as well to grow your coaching business, because they can go to do they go to a call, do they go to a webinar, do they go to the challenge? Talk us through that piece as well, practically, what is in the
So
book.
on the book, yes, at the back of everyone's book, if my client's book, in the back of everyone's book, there's a call to action. But in the back of my book, at the end of every chapter, there is either you're going to get my free resource, I'm going to get your email, or you're going to do there's a link to do the calendar link, and so that you can book a call. Any way you look at it, you're coming back to me. Like my book is literally my calling card. My book is my saying, listen, this is what I'm doing. Take this. Because you're going to call me. You're going to call me. I mean, at the end, I know I wouldn't do that for every client. But because I don't care and it's for me, I said at the end of every chapter, I'm going to annoy you. Yup. Coach, you need to coach. You need a coach. You need a coach at the end of every chapter. But for my clients, we do it at the end of the book. It becomes like, hey, now that you read the book, let's go into this. And at the end of it, it's always there.
Oh, that's so brilliant, Shelly Shell. That's amazing. So let's talk about your free gift, the 1 minute to book clarity. Tell the audience more about that and what they're going to get.
So the 1 minute to book clarity, it literally is one of those things. Once again, because some of these things come from your heart. I was trying to figure out who I was, what my message was. It wasn't going to always. I didn't want to be about TV. I love TV. I love interviews. I'll interview you all day. However, that's not where my money is. So I developed this system, and if we had a moment, I would love to do it. So it's like the first part is, if I was to give you $1 million, then no, I'm not giving you $1 million. I'm gonna put that disclaimer in. But if I said I'm going to give you $1 million right now, and I say don't think about it, don't do anything, just speak. What are you going to speak about?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what came to your mind?
Good question.
What is it?
Well, you're asking me the question?
Yeah. If I was to ask you to speak without thinking about anything, what would come? I can ask somebody else if somebody else wants to do it. It's okay. But a lot of times.
Oh, sorry, I didn't ask for you a rhetorical question. Okay, but you asked me what I want to speak about. Definitely automation, like marketing automation, Facebook ads. So yeah, let's stick with marketing automation. So funnels and automation.
So funnels and automation. But a lot of times, see, I knew you, of course I knew you would speak about that. But a lot of times people don't know exactly what they think they're going to speak about funnels and automation because that's what they do. But you'll be surprised that people will start going on a topic or like, and then they find it. And then all of a sudden they're like, wow, I just went, and I say, go for a minute. You go for a minute. And you're like, blah, 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 blah. You like, wait a minute, I am passionate. And that's normally 9 times out of 10, that's their subject. That's their subject, and that's what they're going to do a book about because they can't stop going because they think they're going to get $1 million. And to me, and I know for sure that to me, a book is $1 million, right? So I'm saying to you, this is going to give you your $1 million. I'm not personally giving it to you, but if you write the right book, the right authority book, it could give you million plus.
Awesome. Well, my first book was called Get Paid to Launch, and that was to help health coaches implement like systems. And then I haven't decided what I want the next book to be, so I probably need to talk to you. To figure out well, either do a version 2 or not. But that was amazing. So everyone in the chat, there's the link to Shelly Shell's 1 minute to book clarity. So make sure you download that. It's in the chat. And then if you have not upgraded to VIP, let me just do a visual. I haven't actually shared the VIP, all the amazing bonuses you get. So let me just share this. So all the speakers that have been on today and the pre-recorded. Oh, when I share. Yeah, so you get all, including Dr. Shelly Shell, you get all these amazing resources, and then you get a sneak peek, lifetime access to everything that you've seen today, and also the pre-recorded top AI tools bonus too. We've done a whole guide and whole like a almost like a whole resource for coaches. Then there's a live training with me, 5 to 15 book calls in a week workshop, and all the additional pre-recorded interviews are in the members area right now. So I wanted to just share that as well to make sure if you haven't upgraded, to make sure you do. And then, any last words, Dr. Shelly Shell?
My last words are write your book. Like literally, like you want to go from invisible to visible. You gotta write your book, and don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Get a coach, right? People need coaches. Like we all need a coach. Get a coach. Get a coach. Thank you. I think Coach Perry Jeffries III said he brought my book. Thank you.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was just about to say that. Yeah, amazing.
Write your book.
Yeah, get it done. See, money made right on this call. Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Shelly Shell. So much energy. I love your energy. You're great. Thank you. And everyone get her link. And upgrade to VIP as well.
And my podcast. I just launched a podcast, Elevate with Dr. Shelly Shell Williams on YouTube. Just launched my podcast. And I did the first one from Thailand.
Okay, so you just launched it, Elevate with
Dr. Shelly Shell Williams. Yes, I just launched it, and I did the first one in Thailand.
Woo! Nice. So that's a podcast as well. Amazing. Thank you so much, Shelly Shell. You're fantastic.
Thank you.